Hi, RF Wellness. I am sitting here in my workout, prayer, meditation, yoga room with Max. He's sleeping here on my workout mat. Hopefully he doesn't bother us too much. Anyways, I promised you a video on how to lose weight and keep it off. Summer is coming, and I know we start thinking about the beach and bathing suits and wearing shorts and wearing tank tops. And I just want to encourage you that there is a way to lose weight and to keep it off. And so, although I made a little list right here. I want to say, first and foremost, before we get into the list of 7 things to how to lose weight and keep it off, I just want to say I truly believe health, fitness, weight loss starts with your identity. And that is that you are a child of God and you have the mind of Christ. And so you have the opportunity now to think differently, to walk in power and authority. And it all starts with constantly remembering the four, what I call the four no's, KNOW, the four no's, knowing who you were, who you are, what the problem is, and what to do about it. So you need to remember, you need to know who you were. Before Christ, and if we just talk about your diet, you're probably just like me. We ate according to our fleshly desires. If it tasted good, we ate it. We didn't care what it did to our body. We didn't even give that a thought. If I would think about going to In-N-Out Burger, oh my gosh, all I would think about is that yummy bun and that delicious French fries and the soda or the chocolate shake, whatever. All I thought about is how good it tastes, and that's about it. And I didn't think like I do now. I now dissect that meal and I think about, okay, the bread is gluten, and gluten eats holes in our stomach and in the mesh lining of our stomach, and the meat is not grass-fed beef, so I don't know, is it filled with antibiotics and hormones that are going to throw my hormones out of whack? And the vegetables on the burger, I'm sure they're not organic. I'm sure they are covered in pesticides. And then you have the French fries that are fried in oil that are turned into a carcinogen. Whenever you fry food in oil, it turns into a carcinogen, which you're literally eating cancer. You're literally eating something that's going to damage your cells. And then you drink the soda or the chocolate shake filled with sugar that feeds cancer cells. So actually, an In-N-Out meal is dangerous. Now, that's how I think now that I'm a daughter and I've taken the time to research and to learn. And so there's the 2 no's. I know who I was and how I ate. I know who I am now and how I'm supposed to eat. I'm supposed to eat according to Genesis chapter 1, where God says your food should come from plants. And don't worry, I'm not a vegetarian or vegan. I think it's okay to eat meat once in a while if it's like free range chicken or turkey, grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, once in a while, but not every day. If you eat meat every day, it's too acidic. That means it sucks the oxygen out of your body, and a body that is not oxygenated with fruits and vegetables, that's where diseases and sickness and bacteria thrives. So that's a long introduction that you have to remember who you were, who you are, and then the next one, number 3, is you got to know the problem. The problem is when you gave your life to Christ, you didn't get a brain transplant. You still have the same brain. You probably have the same addictions, strongholds, walls. You still struggle with certain temptations, the lust of the flesh. So you have to rewire your brain. You have to have a new perspective. You have to create a new paradigm. And Dr. Caroline Leaf says it takes 21 days to do that. So it's not easy. And that's where people, they get on a diet or join Jenny Craig or whatever, Weight Watchers, and it's hard because those first 21 days you're actually trying to rewire your brain. So the third the third no was you have to know the problem. The problem is we still have the same brain. We got to rewire it. And so what do we do about it? And so that's what this video is all about. So number one, how do we lose weight and keep it off? You have to get rid of stress. And there's a lot of great ways to help with that, taking your thoughts captive. There's breathing exercises. I teach all these different methods and tools you can use to get rid of stress, but ultimately stress is taken care of in your relationship with Jesus. And I wanted to share with you just an example of that. 2 days ago, I was woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I knew the Lord wanted to talk to me about something, but I wanted to sleep. So I tossed and I turned and for an hour, and I finally gave up, and I came in here, and I'm like, okay, Lord, came here with my journal. I'm like, what do you want me to, why am I here? What do you want to talk about? And he said to me, what are some things stirring in your heart? What are some things stirring in my heart? So I started making a list of all these things I was burdened about, okay? Not worrying, not stressed. I don't want to say that because that would mean I'm not trusting God. I would say things I'm burdened about. Or he said, what's stirring in your heart? So I made this huge list of like 20 items. And he, through this conversation, showed me that burdened does mean worried. And worried means I'm not trusting him. And I was just broken over that. And I saw how I got so focused on these things and what people are doing and not doing, and is God going to provide, and all this stuff, that I stopped trusting him. So then he had me go back to the list, and we went through item by item, and he just showed me, I'm taking care of that, I'm taking care of that. Walk by faith, not by sight. That one you can rebuke, you can take care of that, you're powerful. And just every single one he showed me, you have nothing to be burdened about, to be worried about, to be stressed about, or fearful. And I was just like, oh, so at peace. So at peace. I was able to go back to bed and sleep. So how do we get rid of stress? It's all about your relationship with the Lord. You guys have got to be sitting with him, talking with him, listening to him. Yes, read his word, pray, worship, journal, but he says, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me. You do hear his voice even if you think you don't. You just got to stop and pay attention and believe that he's really talking to you. So that's number one, is to get rid of the stress. Number 2 on my list is to cut sugar, gluten, and dairy. Sugar, gluten, and dairy. And I just want to encourage you to start swapping out sugar, gluten, and dairy. So let me give you some examples to help you. For sugar, you know how after dinner you want to eat some cookies or cakes or candy. You're craving something sweet. I would encourage you, go eat a piece of fruit. Go eat some berries. They're filled with resveratrol that strengthen your cells and detox your body. So swap out the bad that you would eat before Christ with the good that you do eat now that you're in Christ and you eat your Father's food, okay? So swap out sugary snacks with fruit. And I'm not saying go crazy with the fruit, but have an orange instead of chocolate chip cookies. Have an apple instead of that piece of cake. Have a bowl of berries instead of the candy bar, okay? And gluten, I would say now, don't go crazy with gluten-free products because a lot of them are filled with chemicals. But when you're trying to get off of bread, it is helpful to have a safe gluten-free product. Like you can get legit bread online, and it's kind of pricey, but at least it's not filled with chemicals and it has whole food products. That's what it's created with. You could swap out legit bread or gluten-free products for a bread that's made with wheat. Um, Gluten is wheat, rye, barley, oats, even though you can get gluten-free oats. You want to start getting the gluten out of your diet because your stomach is created with these little mesh fibers, and gluten eats through those mesh fibers and creates these holes in your gut where food gets through those holes into your bloodstream. Your immune system attacks it with inflammation, and then you start having joint issues, and you could have autoimmune diseases, and on and on and on. So we got to get the gluten out. So there's how you swap out sugar. There's how you swap out gluten. How do you swap out dairy? There's so many almond and coconut products now. Like you can even get coconut yogurt now. That I don't like people to eat yogurt because it's filled with sugar. But the coconut yogurts, if you get the plain kind, they have very little sugar in them. Sorry if you can hear Max snoring. He's snoring on my mat. But yeah, you could start. There's even like coconut ice creams now. There's almond milk and coconut milks. The only thing I'd warn you is if you're gonna have almond milks, be careful that there's no carrageenan in it because carrageenan causes cancer. So if you go to a health food store, I'm sure you could find an almond milk without carrageenan. Or they now have almond and coconut milk mixed together. I find if you get almond milk, like at a grocery store, they usually have carrageenan in them. So just be careful. So number one was get rid of your stress. Number two is cut the sugar, gluten, and dairy and start swapping out. Number three is supplement, and I've showed you on all my videos. These are the supplements I take. They are from Youngevity. It's the Tangy Tangerine and the Herbal Rainforest, vitamins and minerals. And I also take their essential fatty acids, the omega 3, 6, and 9. Your body needs 90 vitamins and minerals every day just to function properly and protect you. So let's go back to the In-N-Out burger meal. If you eat an In-N-Out burger meal, you probably got 3 vitamins, and you need 90 vitamins and minerals every day. So you can see over a decade, if you keep eating all this fast food, your body's not getting what it needs to thrive, okay? So you need to supplement. It's non-negotiable, okay? Number 4, intermittent fasting. This is what really helped me to get rid of my squishies, love handles, and I remember I would always plateau and I could just never get past that until I started intermittent fasting. What that is you go like 16 hours a day without eating. So basically I stop eating at 6 o'clock at night, and I don't eat again until 10 o'clock the next morning. And then what I also do is I work out in the morning on an empty stomach. And I know that is something that's really hard for some people to do. It was hard for me. I would feel nauseous at first, but pretty soon, like, your body just loves it. And now if I was to eat before I worked out, I'd be sick. So intermittent fasting works because when you're sleeping, your body burns all the glycogens, all the sugar in your body. So when you work out in the morning on an empty stomach, all your body can pull from is your fat, to burn fat for energy. So this, I'm telling you, by far will help you lose the weight. So if you're getting rid of the stress, You're getting rid of the bad food. You're supplementing. Now you're intermittent fasting. You will start seeing your body come back into balance and the weight starting to come off. Something I just remembered, and I didn't even put this on my list, and I'm shocked. Drink a lot of water. I would say if you could drink a gallon of water a day, at least a half a gallon of water a day, do it. And make sure you're also taking in some Himalayan salt or Celtic salt. So like I'll eat a little bit of Himalayan salt and drink water. That way the minerals and the electrolytes in the Himalayan salt actually carry the water into my cells. I was drinking like a half a gallon to a gallon of water a day, and my skin was cracking and dry and flaky, and I was just like, I didn't understand it until I came across this lady on YouTube. Her name is Barbara O'Neill, and she runs Misty Mountain Health Resort in New Zealand, and she taught me this about salt and water, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I started doing that, and now my body is totally hydrated. So yes, drink a lot of water throughout the day. And if you find that you've been drinking water and you're always in the bathroom, that's why. The water's just going right through you and your cells are not absorbing that water. Okay, just a little water tip there. Okay, number 5, eat God's food. And I've kind of already touched on that. Guys, we are created to eat fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and beans and rice. All those things come from plants. So when you're eating or you're about to eat something, I want you to ask yourself, does this come from a plant? Does that cookie come from a plant? Does that piece of bread come from a plant? Does that pasta come from a plant? So I'm talking, I want you eating fruits and vegetables, lots of fruits and vegetables and nuts and nuts as long as you're not allergic, nuts and seeds and beans and quinoa and couscous and just everything that comes from plants, okay? And a little bit of meat here and there. And on that note, I want to give you another tip. Healthy fats don't make us fat, and I've been saying this for a while, and some people think I'm crazy, but avocados don't make you fat, okay? Ghee, I want you to have ghee butter, not regular butter. Ghee butter is so good for your brain, and it's filled with vitamins A and K, so swap out your butter with ghee butter, and that ghee butter is so good for you. So coconut is good for you. Coconut oils are good for you. Olives are good for you. Healthy fats do not make you fat, okay? We were lied to in the 80s to go on these fat-free diets, okay? It didn't work, okay? You will find if you start trusting your body and eating things that come from plants and a little bit that comes from animals, your body will just go into balance and start releasing the weight, okay? Number 6 is detox. Detox. I detox all the time. I'm always doing enemas. I don't do as many coffee enemas as I used to, but I'm always doing water enemas. I'm going to the infrared sauna. I exercise. I'm always sweating. Just trying to think. Oh, herbal teas is another way. I drink herbal teas throughout the day, especially in the morning and the evening. Go to your health food store and get some organic herbal teas. So many ways to detox. But really, our bodies are always detoxing by breathing, by sweating, by pooping, by peeing, and when women have a menstrual cycle. So one of the major ways I detox is drinking juices. I drink vegetable juices. That taste disgusting, but I drink them. Drink beet juice. You will detox your body. So enemas, infrared saunas, juicing. How about detox your thoughts? That's another thing. Detox your thoughts. Take those thoughts captive. Okay. And finally is exercise. And you see I'm in here in my exercise room. I'm just getting ready to exercise. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you straight up, just like the Bible says, exercise will profit you a little bit. You're not going to get abs by doing a billion sit-ups and planks and ab exercises. You're going to get abs by shedding that fat through your diet and detoxing, really. And yeah, I do a lot of ab work, not a lot. I do some ab work, but I have found that's not really how I maintain a six-pack. I maintain a six-pack by my diet and detoxing. Okay, so that said, I have found that you don't need to whip your body into shape. You don't need to beat your body into shape. And you can be gentle with your body and still get a great workout. I am a Christian, and yet I do yoga. And I'm telling you, yoga is so great for detoxing because you're actually like stretching your organs. Even when I'm in the infrared sauna, I actually do yoga stretches, and I actually feel like I'm wringing out my organs, and my body just like the sweat just pours out when I do that. The other reason I do yoga is because I used to work in a rest home taking care of elderly people, and I'm telling you, they had no balance. They were always petrified of falling because they knew when they fall, like that was the beginning of the end. And so I want to have a healthy, balanced body, not just strong, but balanced. So I do yoga most days now. But I also do strength training. You can see my weights behind me because it says in Proverbs 31 that the wives are supposed to strengthen their arms. So you can see my muscle is just like so sore. I've been doing a lot of strength training. So what I will do, here's my tip for you. I will do a 30-minute yoga online. I do YouTube videos, and I do alchemy yoga. And I like it because there's no like weird Middle Eastern music. It's this girl, Michelle, and check it out. I like her videos. And they're not real crazy like handstands and things. It's just perfect for me. So I'll do like a 30-minute yoga, and then I'll do 10 minutes on my arms, 10 minutes on my abs, and 10 minutes on my legs and butt. And what I mean by that is I'll go on HasFit. They're like my favorite HasFit videos, HASFIT, and I'll just type in HasFit arm workout or shoulders or biceps or triceps, and I'll just bust it out for 10 minutes. And the way you grow your muscles is your muscles have to be under constant tension for like 10 minutes. Just keep your muscle just tense. And then I'll type in HasFit abs. And again, I keep my ab muscles under a constant tension for 10 minutes or more, 15 minutes. And then I'll do legs or butt exercises with them. So that's what I do, and it has helped me to maintain a healthy, fit body. Summer's coming, and yes, I want to like firm up a little bit, but I don't have to stress out, oh my gosh, I've got 20 pounds to lose or 10 pounds to lose, or my clothes don't fit me. It's so nice to be able to go back and put on last year's summer clothes and they still fit you. And I'm not bragging, I'm just encouraging you to do this. Or like last weekend, my husband and I went on this pretty intense hike. Like we were hiking up rocks and things. Like I was using my hands and feet to climb rocks, and I was like, I'm just so thankful. I'm gonna be 50 in January, and I could still go out and do these crazy hikes. I could go do a yoga class with one of my kids. I'm going to a spa with my daughter, and I could do a yoga class there with her, or swim with her, or we could even share clothes. Like, how cool is that, being almost 50? Sharing your 25-year-old daughter's clothes, like, so awesome. So all that to say, guys, just because you may be middle-aged, you don't have to be fat and frumpy and sick and diseased and on medication. You can be healthy and fit and enjoying your life. So I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you got all the 7 steps to shedding the weight and keeping it off. I'll run through it real quick again. Get the stress out of your life. Cut out sugar, gluten, and dairy. Swap those out with healthy items. Supplement, intermittent fasting, eat God's food, detox, and exercise. And of course, all of this is rooted in your relationship with Jesus. I hope this was helpful, and please, please give me feedback. Tell me what other kinds of videos you would like me to do, because I want to help you on your journey to getting healthy and fit. See you later.